Hi guys, how's it going? Welcome back. So today I'm going to be doing a video all about products that are great for people with pale skin. As you guys know, I have pale skin. I always make fun of myself in my videos and everything. Don't get me wrong, I used to be really insecure about my really white pale skin because I mean, people would tease me all the time, from middle school up to like still to this day. People always make jokes, and yeah, I mean, to be honest, I was really insecure about it, and I would like tan all the time, and I would get really red, and it would just be really terrible. Until just recently, I really don't want wrinkles. I don't want skin cancer, so I'm just like, I'm okay, I don't mind. Anyway, we're just gonna get started. When it comes to makeup and pale skin, my biggest fear is looking like a clown. I do not want to walk outside my house and just look like a straight up clown. So that has just been always such a fear for me. When I first started my channel, like I would put no blush on, like I would put a little bit and I'm like, oh, I'm good. Like I didn't want to go overboard or anything like that. And then as I started to experiment and stuff, then I kind of got comfortable with colors and everything. So I'm only going to be talking about bronzers, contour powders, blushes, and highlighters. As far as like foundation and concealers go, it's kind of hard. Yes, we all are pale and fair, but we still all have different skin tones. So you kind of just have to find the right shade for you in foundation. Concealer wise, yeah, I could recommend some really brightening concealers, but I don't know. I mean, I'll link off some videos that I watched and that were really helpful, and I think they mentioned a couple concealers. I'll do that, but just today I'm working on the face. So we're going to start off with contour powders. And I forgot to mention, but I'm mentioning drugstore stuff, I'm mentioning high-end stuff, I'm mentioning everything. These are my favorites. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the NYX Taupe Blush. And I just got this not too long ago. It's very hard to find nowadays, so if you can get your hands on it, get your hands on it. And it's very inexpensive. But this is just a very ashy, cool toned bronzer blush. It's actually a contour powder, what am I saying? And it looks great on fair skin. I actually had somebody comment on one of my videos saying that this did not work out for them and they have very fair skin. Blech. But that's kind of weird because it works really well for me. It gives that like natural contour on my cheeks and on my forehead. So it was kind of strange when she was like, no, it didn't work for me. What's also good about this, it's not super duper pigmented, which doesn't make it a bad product. It's just, it helps us not go overboard. So here's a little swatch right here, and it's just perfect for contouring, to be honest. And then I have the Wet n Wild contouring palette, and it looks like this. This is actually a really good highlighting powder for fair skin. I use it all the time. It is a little drying, but it does brighten up really well. As far as the contour shade goes, this is awesome too. It's a tad bit warmer than NYX Taupe, but it still works very well to contour and it still looks natural. So yeah, and I forgot to mention, because we have pale skin, we shouldn't go overboard. Like we don't need a ton of product, so just keep that in mind. Sometimes we just want to go a little crazy, which happens to me all the time, but because we have pale skin, we don't need too much color because then we're going to look crazy. We're going to look like a clown. So next I have the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. This is my favorite contour palette ever. I love it so much. And actually, these powders right here, this pinky shade and the yellow, are great for fair skin. This doesn't come up yellow on my skin and this doesn't come up pink. They just brighten up really well. This peach one comes up peach underneath my eyes and I didn't like it. But as far as contouring goes, this baby right here, which is Subconscious, is great for us pale skin girls. Now I will say the Kat Von D palette is very pigmented, and when I first got this I was like, no, I do not like it. I was just using way too much of it and it was looking too muddy and too intense. So just keep that in mind. You only need a little tiny bit of any shade in this palette because they're so pigmented, so just be careful. So that's the shade right here. It's kind of on the warm side, but it still looks really pretty if you use just a little bit and then blend it out. Oh my god, like anybody can use that. And then another contour palette that I really like, I just don't use as often. I'm not sure why, but this is the Anastasia Contour Kit. It's a good contour kit, it's just that I like this one better. This shade right here is great for contouring for fair skin. I think this is in Fawn, and this is just the light version. I didn't switch out any colors or anything. And this one I actually used yesterday, and I was like, why don't I use this anymore? It's so pretty. This is probably the warmest out of all the ones that I mentioned so far, but it's still not like super duper orange, so you can totally get away with using these. If I had to pick, are these all the contour shades that I picked before I start saying like my favorite? Oh no, never mind. So yeah, this is fun and it's really pretty. Like I said, the warmest out of the bunch, but it's still totally workable, usable if you have fair skin. The last contour shade that I have is actually an eyeshadow by Makeup Geek, and Marlena used this in several of her videos. And the first time I saw her use it, I was like, oh my god, she is a genius. I would have never thought that. I mean, she did create the shadow, so she knows. But this is Barcelona Beach, and I actually used this today to contour, and this is, oh my god, it is an awesome contour shade right here. It's coming up really warm on camera, but it does have that ashy cool tone. Do you guys hear the motorcycle? What the heck's going on? So this one is really pretty, and it's an eyeshadow and it blends out so well. I love it, guys. It's really good. I would say my top two favorites are Subconscious by Kat Von D and then Barcelona Beach. I love the other ones that I mentioned, but those two are my favorite and I feel like they look the best. So yeah, all of those are great contour powders for people with pale skin. I don't like to use cream products, so I can't really recommend to you guys any cream products, but maybe people down below can mention some. So yeah, not a fan of cream, honestly. It just takes too much time for me. So those are all the contour palettes and powders and such like that. Let's move on to bronzers. Do I have them all in front of me? When I filmed this video, I didn't have this palette, but this is the Lorac Pro Contour Kit, and that light contour shade is an absolute must-have if you have pale skin. It is the perfect shade. It's warm, but it's also kind of neutral as well, and it is gorgeous. So it's an absolute must-have. Pick it up. Back to the video. So for the first bronzer that I want to mention, it's an oldie but a goodie. Everybody has this on YouTube. It's the NYC Sunny Bronzer in Sunny. It's the NYC Bronzer in Sunny, and I've had this for so long. I've gone through like 10 of these, and this is more so on the warm side, but like I said before, as pale skinned girls or guys, we don't have to use a ton of products. So this just warms up the skin so you have some color. It can blend out your contour and it just looks so nice, and it's not super duper pigmented, so you can't go overboard with it. And then I have the Physicians Formula Bronze Booster in medium to dark. They do have like a light to medium shade, I think, but that like it did not show up on me at all, and I'm pretty fair. I don't know about you guys, but it didn't show up at all, so I decided to get medium to dark, and it's really pretty. As you can see, a little bit warmer than the NYC powder, but you only need a little bit. Adds that color and it looks really pretty. Don't go overboard with this. You will look orange, but just a little bit is perfect. And then moving on to like a higher end one, this is Makeup Forever's Pro Bronze Fusion in 15, and it looks like this. This is definitely more on the ashy brown side, and these aren't super duper pigmented either. I'm not sure about the other shades, but this one isn't crazy pigmented, which is great because then we can't go overboard. This is the color right here, and it is warm, but it's also, it has some like ashy cool tone in there as well. Okay, so my camera stopped recording, but it's almost like a neutral bronzer. It is more so on the warm side, but it doesn't look muddy or too orange on my face at least, and it's really pretty. It blends out so well and it looks like skin. I love this bronzer, and I'm sure if you guys follow my videos, you know I love this product. Totally worth the money. And then the last bronzer that I have is from this Hourglass Ambient Lighting Edit palette. I love this thing. I have a review on it. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I like it. This is in Luminous Bronze Light, which is right here, and this is very like warm orangey, but the thing about it is it doesn't have a lot of color. It's right here. That's like a heavy swatch. It doesn't have a lot of color, so people with pale skin can totally get away with this. It's not super pigmented, it's not dark, it's very light. It just has a lot of orange in it, and it's really pretty. Okay, so now we're moving on to blushes, and when it comes to fair skin, I think my two favorite colors to wear, and I think the two that look the best and most like natural, not clownish, are, did you guys hear my voice? The two colors are like a warm like pinky peach, and then also the mauvey kind of rose shades, and those are the two colors that I love the most. So I'll start off with this one right here. It's the Milani Powder Blush in Romantic Rose. The Romantic Rose is definitely part of that like mauvey rosy shade. It also has like a little bit of peach in there. Do you guys see it? This one is so pretty and it looks beautiful on fair skin. And then one that I love, I use all the time, this is Becca's Flowerchild blush, and this is a peachy pink. It is gorgeous. Oh my god, it has that beautiful shimmer in it, and I think this looks great on all skin tones. But of course, fair skin, oh, it looks beautiful. So that's that one. Actually, I have a dupe for that one if you don't want to spend like 30 bucks on it. I have Perlescent Pink here by Wet n Wild. It's pretty much the same exact color. Oh my god. It is an exact dupe. It's right here. It's a little bit more pink, but they're still warm, they're still peachy, and it looks great, I promise you. So these three are really pretty. They're all kind of similar, but the first one is a little bit more rose. And then let's move on to one of my all-time favorites, Milani's Luminoso. This looks good on all skin tones, but oh, girls with fair skin, this is gonna look gorgeous on you. It's a beautiful light peach. It doesn't have a ton of pink in it. It's more of like a peachy orange, but oh my god, it is gorgeous. It looks so pretty and luminous. It will make your skin look amazing. And I did want to mention, you should stay away from like bright pinks. One time I bought this blush from BH Cosmetics. It's like the lilac one. It's a duo, and oh my god, that I look like a clown. It was when I was working at Sephora. I walked into Sephora and there's mirrors everywhere, and I was like, oh my god, I look crazy. So try and stay away from like really bright pinks, if you guys know what I'm talking about. Not like pale pinks, like bright, crazy pinks. This one is more on the mauve-y cool tone side. I love this blush. It's one of my all-time favorites. It's Jordana's Rose Silk, and it is so pretty. I love it. It reminds me a lot of another blush that I'm going to mention soon, but this looks so pretty on fair skin. I can't even describe. Actually, I think these shades look the best on fair skin, so this is like $2. You guys should try it if you have fair skin. I promise you won't be disappointed. And then just a universal blush that I felt like I had to mention, whether you have fair skin, dark skin, whatever, it works on every skin tone. It's NARS's Orgasm. This is like the universal blush. Anybody could use it, and it looks great. It's part of that orangey, pinky, shimmery family. That's it right here. I know I'm like super awkward, but whatever. So now moving on to highlighters, and this is probably the most difficult product to find for people with fair skin because we're already so light and bright. It's like, what is really gonna highlight this white skin? So I'm gonna start off with my newfound favorite, and this is just an amazing highlighter, and I'm so glad I got it. It's by Makeup Forever. I hauled this recently in like a Sephora haul, and it is in 01. It's the Pro Sculpting Duo. Everybody likes the golden one, but if you have fair skin, admire the golden one, but pick this one up because it is the best highlight ever. I have it on my cheekbones today. Can you guys see it? This will show up on your pale, fair skin, I promise you, and it's so pretty. It doesn't look greasy. It doesn't look like your cheeks are wet. It just looks like the perfect highlight, and I mean, it's gorgeous, so I highly recommend picking it up. It is pricey, but just get it. It is the best highlight ever. Cheaper alternative is the e.l.f. blush in Gotta Glow. This is definitely a highlighter, but look how bright it is. This will definitely show up on your skin. It does have shimmer, but it actually doesn't show up. I mentioned this in my favorite highlighters, my favorite drugstore highlighters, faves and nays video, and I did mention that this is a little bit chalky, but it's only $3, and once you get all the chalkiness out of the way, it looks so pretty. Do you guys even see it on my hand? It's right here, but it's so beautiful, and it just brightens up all underneath your eye. So this is a great cheap alternative, and it's a good product. Another kind of higher end one is Mary Luminizer, which works well for everybody, but this is definitely good for fair skin. I mean, look how bright it is. It's very shimmery. Everybody talks about this because it's just a really good highlight. It does have a little bit of champagne in there. You guys can't see these highlights on me. That's how white I am. But it's still really pretty, and it's just a really good highlight, and it will definitely show up on pale skin, promise. The last highlighter that I have is by Physicians Formula. This is called the Shimmer Strips All-in-One Custom Nude Palette for Face and Eyes, and I like to use these two top rows. It's so pretty. It gives a really bright highlight. This one is in natural, and then they have like a darker one, sorry, but this is more, do you guys kind of see it on my arm? Super bright. This is definitely more on the pink side, but it will show up on your skin. I love like goldeny highlights, but at the end of the day, like, they show up, but it can kind of look a little dark because I'm so pale. The pinky ones just work a little bit better for me. So this one is an awesome highlighter. I highly recommend it. I have a video on this and an eyeshadow tutorial too. So I use these as eyeshadows, and then I use this as a highlight. So it all works out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Snapchat, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.